What's up, guys? Syndra here, back for another Avada review, and today we're gonna Avada review Perestivant, High Elo Beast, P-God, does well in TFT tournaments, usually, and yeah, I don't know, somebody we haven't Avada reviewed in a sec, so I thought it'd be fun to check him out. Also, then I don't have to translate all of the charms, I can actually just read everything in English, which is really cool, and also, he played a reroll comp this game that I want to check out, trying to get an idea of all of the reroll comps that exist out right now on PBE, and then, we'll see what ends up actually being strong on live. The other big thing to talk about with PBE is that also, wow, nice opener with the Zoe, and I mean, yeah, the Jace pair as well to potentially play a really solid portal opener, maybe even think about Zoe reroll. That's not the comp that he plays this game, but you could maybe think about it. But, PBE is in, like, the stable state now. The state that PBE is in currently is going to be about what it's going to be in when it goes live. There's going to be one more, like, batch of changes before it goes live. But this is pretty close to what we're going to see on live. So learning the meta right now actually kind of makes sense. Encanter Crown Freaky Friday Shopping Spree. So Shopping Spree... there's a big nerf to it last set where it used to give 1 gold per round, now it just gives 4 gold. Yeah, and this says that the refreshes carry over, which was not the case. No, it was always the case before the Shopping Spree. What am I talking about? In any case, Freaky Friday, I don't like. Maybe Shopping Spree, but I struggle to see this augment being good prismatic right now. I will here. Let's just pull it up, and we're moving into the more analysis type stuff, looking at actual stats, because we do actually have stats for some of this stuff now. It's PBE stats, so I would take it with a grain of salt for sure. This is not like the best stats of all time, but yeah, 4.89 for Shopping Spree, and then like Freaky Friday I'm sure is still quite good. 4.41, not as good maybe because there's less like really good champs for it. And then where's Encanter Crown? I want to check it. Oh, it's right up here actually. 4.69 is this the 2-1 value? Yeah. So not great at 2-1, but good generally late game. So if you look at the PBE stats, none of these are very good. We roll into Buried Treasures March of Progress, which we can look these up as well. 4.26, great, and the March also fine. The stats would say it's Buried Treasures. This is Lulchess, by the way, if you guys are interested. Lulchess.gg, you go to PBE Trends and then Augments if you want to find these PBE stats, which are... Honestly, I don't even really know how they get them. Oh, and I'm the carry now, which I think statistically was pretty good. I think they nerfed it. I'm the carry. Yeah, statistically looks fantastic. I think a lot of people were kind of complaining about this during playtest that it sucked. I don't know exactly, what caused that change. I mean, maybe people were just wrong. This type of stuff happens a lot where somebody says, hey, this thing really, really sucks, and then it actually releases and people are like, actually, like they're just trolling it. It's really good. The level up here from Perestivant is kind of interesting because it puts us in potentially an awkward spot if we don't win this fight. And yeah, he's slamming the Morello and really just trying to win this fight here. Because yeah, if you don't win this fight, you can't make 10 gold. You've kind of kneecapped your econ really, really hard. The upside is that you have all these 2 stars to play around. So yeah, we're just barely gonna be able to win out this fight. But yeah, actually scary level up. But I think, if it ends up winning us that fight, which it probably did, then I think it's worth it. We have Shivana in shop that you could think about. Not thinking about slamming anything, like an Archangels yet, I don't think. Interesting that he wants to play Bastion here. I would imagine that Shapeshifter is stronger on this board, but I guess the idea is that maybe like the Bastion units that you can fit in are stronger. But my thought process on Shapeshifter being stronger is that we have a Jace too. He's got a lot of HP, so getting more on that HP would, I imagine, be better. But he's playing Bastion, probably a unit quality thing. Probably thinks Hecarim's very high quality, even though Hecarim did like no damage this fight. There's another component which could be a Bramble if you want it to be. I think I'm pretty sure every time I do a VOD review and I look at Bramble, I'm pretty sure this item still was not buffed. Hey, I mean, this has items trends, I believe. Yeah, you can look at item stats. So where is Bramble a best? 4.11. I mean, yeah, the stats don't look terrible on it though. It's really awkward ever to look at like item stats themselves. I feel like that almost never gives you a good sense for what's strong versus what's weak, just because like everybody's got to build items, it's not like you can be like, okay, I'm hard forcing a blue buff only build, because like that stuff just doesn't happen. Speaking of blue buff, it could be an option here off carousel if we want it. We're gonna go for Bow onto the Swain here. Swain, a solid shapeshifter to play on level up here, and also the Bow, I mean, it could be Shiv. I'm actually curious to see what this Bow ends up being. Ooh, we also do have the the minor polymorph here. Now, the only problem with taking minor polymorph in this spot, like you could take minor polymorph here, sell this, and get one of these guys into 2-star. Only thing you have to be careful with this charm, it's one of the most powerful charms in the game, but you don't get to pop items off. So in, imagine a situation where Zoe reforges into like a tank, and then we have Gwynsu Morello stuck on a tank. So not ideal. I do really like taking this charm in spots like this, but I think I would have just waited on the Gwynsu, taken this. Ooh, we hit a Syndra too. Okay, so it actually works out decently. And we're going to actually pivot our entire board into this double Swain setup here, get out of those Bastions, because they weren't doing that much for us. And yeah, now we play Shapeshifter on this board, and we can play around Syndra. Now, these items don't look great on Syndra. This is, I would not say Syndra BIS. They're not terrible, because Syndra does end up hitting multiple units once you get more stacks onto her. So, it's not horrible to have something like a Morello onto her. And then Gwynsu does also get her to more casts faster. So it's not worst in the slot, but still not amazing. But I would say that I said earlier in this video that Precedent ends up playing a reroll comp. Honestly, looking at this spot, I'm a bit surprised that it ended up being a reroll comp, because I would imagine you just use these to push levels and you'd rather go level 8. Though I'm really not sure what his idea was with the Gwynsu slam. Maybe, Gwynsu normally plays into something like Callista. I mean, there are a lot of Gwynsu holders this set. Cassiopeia is even a fantastic Gwynsu holder. If we could get an item remover, we'd feel really, really good about just moving the Gwynsu over to the Cassiopeia. But yeah, what are we at? 13 casts there, so not quite up to like the first breakpoint yet, but we're certainly getting there. But yeah, like I don't know. I'm actually quite surprised by that Gwynsu slam, I will say. Ooh, a red buff cannot really be made here, so we're gonna have to sort of get stuck with like a Static Shiv, potentially GS setup, which is fine. I mean, Static Shiv is a good item. We don't have MR Shred yet. Maybe, I wonder if Percival ends up picking this up. I wonder if this is what pushes him towards playing Reroll, is this minor mimicry little charm here, because I feel like charms are so... I can't wait to play this set like competitively, start grinding it out more and just play a ton, because I just feel like this set rewards so much just being smart and playing good TFT. Like, do you value this this duplicator here for 5 gold? Like, is it worth picking up in this situation? Looks like Precedent's gonna say no. I mean, he could have even... Okay, yes, so he does end up taking it. I think that is the right call. He could have even used it on... Like, he had Vagar pair. He could have made Vagar too. And oop, Golden Remover, I think, is the perfect take here. This allows you to get off these items from Syndra, who really doesn't want them. Cassiopeia would item hold the Gwynsu a lot better, and then you just throw Gwynsu Shiv on her, and then the Morello might have to end up actually staying on Syndra, which is kind of funny. And Golden Remover can also end up making us some kind of mana item, like a Shojin, or even like a Nashor's, perhaps. I don't really know. Ooh, and yeah, Cassiopeia too makes the decision very, very easy. He does Minor Remover just in time, and ends up actually, yeah, making a Gwynsu with that second rod there. I kind of love it. And yeah, you can just land the sword here for free. So yeah, double Gwynsu Static Shiv are Cassiopeia items. A lot of people are thinking about Cassiopeia itemization very similar to Bard. She's basically like the new Bard. Gwynsu Gunblade is ideal. So yeah, she is only magic damage. She doesn't really care about AD as much as Bard did. So something like Static Shiv is a bit better. So yeah, this minor effect grants us... Why did it gave us a 2 cost there, right? We already had that Namseon bench. I'm pretty sure the effect is give you a 2 cost. And yeah, we're going to pick up all these guys on our way. It's interesting what our board is at right now. I mean, surely you'd like to play around the core of Cassiopeia plus Syndra, plus probably a Shapeshifter and Nico to get Witchcraft in, and then just like have good frontline. That's the idea here. And yeah, he's thrown all of this. Like these are the units that he wants to play around in Builder. And the question is, what do you play more from here? It's kind of hard to get more, I don't know. I very rarely see people play 4 Incanter. Though if there were a comp to play 4 Incanter, and I would have to imagine this would be it. You can also play more vertical Witchcraft, which I like a lot. Love this. I mean, I can't believe that Precedent got this 4 cost tier here. It's Shojin for Syndra, and it's another Witchcraft unit that you can play here. So yeah, we could just play 4 Witchcraft on this board right now, and yep, I love it. It's beautiful. Really, really strong stuff. And continue to slow roll, right? There's a lot of upgrades that we can still find here. Double paired here, you could even think about rolling to 40 gold. It's a medium decision if you want to roll to 40 gold here, but I think it certainly is worth scouting here and saying, should I roll to 40? Because I have Swain pair here and I have Nico pair here, which 25% odds of seeing a 3 cost on level 6, really, really big. We do end up beating the level 8 player, which is pretty incredible. They have this new augment that it's It's like every time you buy XP, you get a free reroll, I think it is how that works. It's pretty crazy. Wow, great rolls here. We do end up rolling down just to 50 this round. We end up finding both Swain and the Nico here, which is huge. And yeah, this looks like it's going to be our setup here. And ooh, we won items on Nico instead of Swain. That's also interesting to me. I mean, I guess the idea is at 4 Witchcraft, yeah, the 4 Witchcraft effect does heal up the lowest Witchcraft unit. So yeah, you can see him hover over there in case you guys haven't played enough Witchcraft. I'm assuming you guys played a decent amount of PB at this point, but yeah, they get that effect where they kind of like your witches like sort of like Gunblade heal your lowest health witch. So that's the idea, is that we're playing more vertical Witchcraft. We want those items onto Nico. I think it makes sense. I think in just a straight up battle, Swain versus Nico, I think of Swain as being a more of like a, I mean, he's almost like a damage dealer in many ways, the way his ability works, though he does gain max HP, which, like, I feel like he's a better unit, but yeah, interesting. Also, whoa, what is this? He's thinking of getting into more vertical shapeshifters, the idea. Yeah, and he wants to get into 4 shapeshifter instead of 4 witchcraft. I mean, I think this makes a lot of sense. As his, midterm board, he can also pick this up, and ooh, we're just sending it here. We're not too close to everything, so I'm a little bit surprised. And yeah, you do see him end up moving the items over to Swain here, because yeah, I feel like he's just more of a primary tank than this Nico is. She's more of like a support tank. She gives your team healing, she stuns the enemy team. She's a crazy unit, honestly. Read this Nico's unit's ability. I feel like it's got 50 lines. And also, look at this Cassiopeia go. Oh, she's so satisfying watching her just go with a Gwynsu's Rage Blade. But I think this actually makes a lot of sense. Pivot into more of like 4 shapeshifter type stuff. I wonder if you ever think about anger issues. You probably don't. It is obviously very good onto Cassiopeia, but I don't think it's that great on Syndra, and it's not going to be great on your front line. So maybe just something like Giant and Mighty, gain a bunch of HP. That's going to scale you up with shapeshifters very well. Probably is the idea. Yeah, even Precedence is like, should I take this? Like, this is kind of like it's probably not bad on Syndra. But yeah, I don't think it actually makes that much sense. Lucky gloves, we have no gloves, so you can't really consider that. I would look at Giant and Mighty here. Oh, Blossoming Lotus is also really good. I wonder which you take here. It's actually pretty tough. Blossoming Lotus onto, I mean, it's not that big. I don't think it's that big onto someone like Cassiopeia, so you're really just taking it for Syndra. Kind of might like Giant and Mighty better. But he's going to go for the Blossoming Lotus here. It's also like we're playing towards kind of long fights with the vertical shapeshifter. So yeah, it's also just usually in TFT, if you see Jeweled Lotus, and I mean, this is new Jeweled Lotus, but if you see Jeweled Lotus as your last augment, the rule of thumb when you're a good TFT player is you just take it. I feel like I have overthought so much like augment selection like that, but it usually comes down to if it's your last augment pick and you see Jeweled Lotus, take it. And yeah, I feel like so many people do that. I like this here. We end up picking up 8 Cassiopeias, but we are okay. Never mind. We are gonna. Well, let's see. Oh yeah, we actually sold off Nico. Okay, I think this is quite reasonable. We're pretty far from Nico 3 and Swain 3, so this is really just gonna be a push level situation. I thought we had more Nikos. I wonder, did we sell them or am I just crazy? I thought we had more Nikos, but in any case, we're probably not hitting Nico 3 or Swain 3 this game with this amount of them. So we can actually just use the duplicator here for tempo, push levels, get 6 shapeshifter in on level 8, and feel really good about that. Find oh yeah, we can also even fit Eldritch with the Briar. Still, every single time I have to think of this Briar unit's name, for some reason it just like it escapes me. I don't know why. It's because I never played Briar in League, because she wasn't a real champion when I like actually played the game. I really think that's what it is. Also, on the item remover here, we get a Gunblade, and boom, we have now like true BIS onto this Cassiopeia with the Gunblade. I guess the Gunblade and the Shiv, they're kind of interchangeable, I feel like. Shiv is just about autoing. Like, the more times you auto, the more times you're going to proc Shiv. And I wonder who's actually doing more damage here, because your claim, yeah, is that Cassio is doing more damage than Syndra, but I don't really buy it. I kind of think I would leave the Gunblade onto Syndra here, and then just leave the Shiv onto Cassiopeia. Not only is she proccing the Shiv more because she's auto-attacking faster with all these Gunblades, but also Syndra's dealing more damage with Gunblade. Also, I said Gunblade instead of Rage Blade. You guys know what I meant. But yeah, I mean, we're chilling here on a 3 Eldritch board right now. This can be kind of nice to bridge our level 7. This board, I imagine, is awful that we're fighting. I don't know who's... Oh, this is the KR player. I don't know who this player is. Song Yop. Never... Oh, actually, no, this is a different person. So Suvli. Also looks like they're going Giga 8th. I mean, I talked about it before. These are kind of in-house scrims. I mean, every single player in this game is a named player. KC double, of course, world champion and almost double world champion. Sucko is Setsuko Kiyun. I don't know who Suvli is or Songyop. Well, I feel like I've heard the name before, and the other players are like strong EU players. All right, what are we looking at taking here? Eternal Winter probably. Seems good. Seems really, really good with these like really strong tank items already. I feel like it's a pretty easy take. And something like Innervating Locket. I mean, maybe there's some kind of idea where you Innervating Locket Swain and he like goes infinite. But I feel like Eternal Winter's probably just better. And then probably just Locket, right? You just want to make your frontline tankier. Man, they still haven't buffed Unstable Treasure Chest, right? I really want them to buff that item. Ooh, we have Redemption, possibly. Yeah, as a take here. Love this. Kind of surprised that it ends up being Redemption on the Swain instead of Bramble, and then you just give him like a supporter Redemption. But maybe the idea is that it's too hard to sort of like guarantee that like, my thought would be you can actually like greed multiple items and put Redemption on a unit just next to Swain, and then you get that Redemption effect, but you still get the value of the Bramble Vest. But, I mean, as I've said many times, they didn't buff this Bramble item. I'm pretty sure Bramble is still not very good. Unless they did buff Bramble. You know, I haven't played as much PvE as some people. All right, we're gonna level up here, get in just Bastion here. It looks like, I mean, we do get to, the upside to this is that we do get to play Diana, and Diana is kind of a broken unit. So that's the upside to this. The downside is that like we're playing a super, super random Bastion. I don't love it. But hey, I mean, it's good enough for now. We really just want to get to that 6 shapeshifter here. Just need to pick up a Nasus, and eventually we're going to pick up a Briar. So hopefully we find that. But yeah, really the Nasus is big. Our Forger and Remover doesn't really do too much for us, and we are at the point of the game here where we could look at more combat-oriented charms, but honestly, it looks like Preston's not even interested in rolling it. He's interested in just Peepo sitting here, which is kind of wild to me. Because, I mean, the board looks decent, but I would not expect this board to be that good. But I guess we'll see. My main fear about this board is our front line. I feel like our front line is really lackluster. Ooh, this is a close fight. Oh, I think Swain actually... Okay, does he have enough tankiness? Yeah, he does. Wow. The Swain ends up clutching it out against that Nami 1 from Kyun, which is hilarious. Let's see. We have Umbrella. We have all of this stuff built. I don't know. Adaptive Helm, Gargoyle. We don't really, I feel like you go for more tank items here, though we can't even take one. Nashor's Tooth. Okay, sure. I mean, the other ones are pretty untakeable. I'm going to throw this onto Diana for now, and eventually going to throw that somewhere else. We do finally find the Nasus there, so that's the 6th shapeshifter in very easily. And the question is, what are we doing with this Nashor's? Ooh, that's an idea. Okay, Nashor's the Syndra, and then move Morello over to someone like, I mean, it's honestly like Shyvana, right? For now, until you get like, until you get Dragon in. I feel like Shyvana actually hits a lot of units. Nasus, yeah, I don't think he hits as many as Shyvana. Could be wrong. Maybe the idea is that Nasus is more tanky, but it's also Nasus 1 versus Shiv 2, so I don't know. Rest of it being Toxic Setsuko here. Very good. You always love to see it. But yeah, at this point, we're just looking at level 9. It's level 9. It's cut just one of these shapeshifters for Briar, who I imagine it's going to be Shyvana, right? It's like who really cares about Shyvana over... Well, I mean, for now it's Nasus. Once you find Nasus 2, then it's Nasus. Yeah, I think that onto the Shyvana makes way more sense. And then, what is our final in? You could play Dragon, but we already have this Morello, so you don't feel like you need it that much. You could play random Pyro, but once again, like, what is Pyro doing on this board? He's holding these Callistas, probably just to deny someone's Callista 3. But yeah, I wonder what the final level 9 is. Is there just some random 5 quest that you want to play? You just throw a random Zerath onto the board? Maybe. Though we don't even get Arcana in, which feels bad. Like, I don't think there's an easy way to fit Arcana on this board unless we opt to play that instead of 6 shapeshifter. Yeah, there's no way. I don't know. Interested to see what the level 9 ends up looking like here. We are gonna take, I guess, just take the Gargoyle, right, for the Shyvana. I mean, it's fine. These units have a lot of HP, so Armored Amar is very effective on them. You really just don't want flat. I mean, you do kind of want flat HP, but you want stuff that scales with all the HP that they're getting from Shapeshifter, which, like, it's kind of a win-win. You know, like, if you build more HP on them, then Shapeshifter multiplies that more, and then you build Armored Amar that multiplies off the HP. At some point, too much HP is too much HP, but we're not really at that point, so pretty happy with that. And yeah, level 9 here. We, like I said, yeah, maybe it's going to be Pyro in. Pyro feels really unimpressive to me, but I don't know what else they're really... Oh, maybe it's just a Diana too. I think we have found our answer here. Is just a synergyless Diana 2 is going to be our level 9 edition. I mean, I definitely love it. Maybe you could consider getting... I mean, maybe there's like a Frost +1 on Carousel or something. Maybe you play for that. And man, look at these units go. I want to look at the damage chart after this, because this, yeah, 16,000 damage from the Syndra, and so much from the Cassiopeia as well is insane. These units do so much work. We pick up, ooh, that is so nice, a shapeshifter emblem there. That's probably one of the temporary ones. But hey, I mean, we got one fight left here. Who cares at this point? Yeah, we're looking at some extra unit that we could fit in here. Really smart stuff to realize, yeah, you can cut a shapeshifter for this round, get the Nora and Yumi, and sadly, I don't think he gets the Yumi attached to Syndra for the round, but still, look at this Syndra go, man. She is a monster, just killing the entire board on her own, with a little bit of support from the Cassiopeia. So that was a pretty fun reroll comp game. I think that is a pretty standard version of the board where you just play these guys and then vertical shapeshifter. You have a bunch of frontline for them. They do enough damage on their own. I love the itemization from Precedent. Like I said, the Gunblade, I don't know. I mean, but maybe the static shield was contributing to damage because of the AP, the mana, whatever. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. Check out my Twitch and all my other links down below. Thanks for watching.